All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the first episode, the inaugural episode of Low Production, with good old Jess and Big Vaughn. We're going to be talking about some stuff, mostly sports related, most likely, but really whatever we feel like talking about. We might talk about, our day-to-day experiences. We might talk about, fun events at work, things of that nature. But yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself there, good old Jess.
Well, my name is Jess. I like to think of myself as a hustler. I'm a firefighter. I'm just a firefighter. I'm not gonna name drop or anything. We keep that low key. I'm like Superman. Got my Clark Kent glasses on.
Right now, you do?
Yeah, no, I don't have. I got a hat. A hat.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm a hustler. I like to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always down a hoop, play volleyball. Catch me on that pickleball court, boy. Come on.
You'd see me on the court and it's trouble.
But yeah, I'm a very active dude.
That's good stuff. Well, I'm a Big Vaughn. I like sports. I like cars. I play a little guitar. I just like yapping. We started this podcast because we think that we're pretty good yappers. Maybe we could yap with the best of them, and we think we can fill up our time just yapping about some nonsense. So, really here we think we're just gonna go through some topics that we both want to talk about. And just go through it and just have a little banter about it. Maybe have some agreements, some disagreements. We don't know. But anyway, good old Jess, is there something you're interested in talking about today?
Oh man, we got to talk about this new crazy app, dude. Have you ever heard of the T app?
I have heard of the T app, yeah.
Oh man, if dating couldn't get any harder, it just did. I've noticed that nowadays you don't really meet women out in the wild.
It's definitely, sure. I'm sure there's studies saying how much lower it is, yeah.
Like the percentages got to be pretty low because it seems like everybody's meeting from the dating apps nowadays.
Sure.
My older brother, he got married off a dating app.
Oh, did he really? Nice.
You met your girl off the dating app, right?
I did. I met my girlfriend on Hinge. And I mean, and that's, obviously great. But most of my experiences with dating apps, and I think most men especially would agree, actually most women too would agree, dating apps aren't really good, So with the T app, is this like, is it a guy that has to be on a dating app and you, okay, it's ranking guys, right? Or it's like giving them reviews, right? After dates. But can it be for any guy? How does this work?
Yeah, for any guy. But
really,
it's nuts because it's like, I feel like dating got harder using these dating apps. Make it harder to date.
I think so. I think there's a little bit of it where I think people are less willing to talk to each other in public now. And I mean, that's got goods and bads, but I think now it's more expected of, oh, you're talking to me in the gym, you're talking to me in the grocery store, you're trying to pick me up in the gym, in the grocery store, somewhere like that. If I just want to be left alone, I have a dating app for getting hit on, for getting picked up. So yeah, the landscape is not great, I think, right now. I think, and I've talked to women too that say the same thing. It's not just men that are having trouble. It's women, just because I don't think these apps are designed to actually work. I think they're designed to keep you coming back, keep you swiping.
Keep that cash cow,
Well, right.
Keep thinking that cow, man. You know what you mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So, I mean, this T app, though, I read up some stuff on it. I'm a little shocked that it's not, I don't know. I feel like there's danger of, if somebody was mad enough on there, if a guy was mad enough, like of being sued or something, like a defamation, a slander kind of case. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's being used that much really, but I know it's the big rage right now is this app. I did see, it almost immediately got hacked because you have to prove you're a woman, right?
Yeah.
If you're using it. So I believe the way they do that is you take a picture of your ID, and put it on there. Well, I guess those got leaked, so.
Oh man!
What are you gonna do? I think somebody was probably mad. Some nerd,
some Reddit redhead user.
Yeah, I think
so.
So.
It's on his face bucket.
I think he did. I think he went, I'm not letting this slide. So, I don't know. I'm never going to begrudge anything that makes it safer for women, because there's bad dudes out there, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean that's probably how it's always been, and it probably is always how it's going to be. And so, and anything that makes it, if you're going to use that app for good, of like, hey, don't go on dates with this guy. This guy, maybe it's this guy's a catfish. This guy doesn't treat women well, or whatever. Or this guy's lying to you. He's just trying to, just trying to get some.
Get
It's
the
one thing if
strange.
you're being honest about it and you're like, I'm just here for strange, but if you're gonna, lie about it and say, "Oh no, I want to treat you right. I want to have you for a long time," and then he never calls you again, kind of a bad move. So
Man.
I don't know. I think people were real crazy about it when it first came out. But in reality, I don't think it's that bad necessarily. There's good reasons for it, and it's out of necessity. I think, especially for women, because the dating scene, again, yeah, it's bad, but it's still, if you're a woman, you've got to be careful out there. So I get it. I get why it's a thing.
Mm.
Anything to add?
No, you made some valid points,
Okay,
I
all
think.
right.
I think the thing about like the whole dating app,
Mhm,
if I meet like I got my groups of friends and stuff. Like
sure.
if I go play volleyball, meet a girl, we start talking. They have a history of me because they can ask about me.
Oh, sure. Oh, because you're in these group events. Sure,
So like dating apps, I feel like that was the best part about them. It's like you could have a bad date and you could learn from it and grow
sure.
and then start clean the next girl you meet.
Well, sure. I mean, look, nobody's just instantly good at dating. Nobody. I mean, maybe there are, but there's no. I'm not. I wasn't born a Casanova. It's just you've got to learn how to just properly, have a good date. But
Yeah.
I think you brought something up that's interesting. I think with the volleyball that you do. So you do volleyball with this big group of people,
Yeah.
and it's great and all. I think that we've lost a lot of those. I think they call them third places or whatever. Because
Mm,
there's work and then there's whatever I'm not sure what the second place is, like the bar or something. But
yeah.
there's the third events. The bowling alley, or like, yeah, a volleyball, everybody, so it probably is easier. Oh, that's Jesse. Oh, he's a good dude. And then well, hey, then good old Jess wants to take you out on a date. They already know of you. I
Yeah.
think that's gotten more rare too. I think people do less
Way
as a
less.
whole. I think people are outside less.
I mean, with the whole phones and everything, it's made us both all closer, but way farther apart. If you think about
Well, it's easy to go hang out with your friend and just sit on your phone and not actually do anything. You're just sitting there,
it.
and that's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you would have went and found something to do
Yeah.
back in the day. You would have said, "Shoot, what should we do? Should we go bowling?" I've been golfing more recently, and I just noticed it's like it's just something to do. Really, that's why I like it. I'm outside, and I'm playing really bad, but I'm having a good time because I'm outside. I'm hanging out with whoever I'm playing with. It's typically my girlfriend, but whoever I'm playing with. And really, it's just nice. And it's like, man, people don't do this as much. Of course, people still, golf and play sports. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely because of phones. I think I don't know. I'm not sure what the solution is. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I think we can universally agree pretty much that dating apps are bad. Men, women, everybody can agree. And but what's the better solution? Because people are outside less. You're never going to talk to anybody if
Yeah.
if you just go to the store and then work and then your house. Well, you're never going to talk to anybody, are you? So
Yeah.
anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah. And it's like that's why I think like the '90s had to be pretty sweet, man. There's no phones, and then like the malls were always packed with people.
You're right. You look at those pictures; they do look pretty awesome. And then
Yeah.
the new Pearl Jam album came out.
Oh
Can
man.
you imagine, dude? Man, you go. Oh man, Alice in Chains just released Dirt. Let's head to the mall. Let's go get the CD of it.
Oh
And then you're
gosh.
playing it, you're putting it, if you were balling, you had the 6 track, you know what I'm saying? The 6 CD player. You would change
Oh
it, you
man.
put them all in your car. And then you'd be Then you'd be talking on your car phone. This is if you had that BMW. If you had that 7 Series, you paid like 80 grand in 90s money for it.
90s money would have been
It's a lot.
so much
It's a lot of money. They talk about how expensive cars are now, and it's like, man, I don't know. You were getting a lot less for your money back in the day.
Yeah.
You get quite a bit now for a big pimping car. Back then, it was you got a car phone and a wood interior and a CD player and a cassette, and they said, "Good luck to you. Thanks for all the money."
That CarPlay is crazy, dude.
Oh, I don't know if I could live without it anymore.
Oh man, it's just. I remember when I got it, I'm like, oh, I'm probably never gonna use it.
Right.
But it's pretty sweet.
I can't. Yeah, and I mean, on my last car, it came with it. It had just the head unit put in that had the opportunity. I mean, I was like, oh, cool, it's got CarPlay. And then I was like, oh, like, now I can't live without this. Like, it's that good of when I'm driving, I can put it in my maps while I'm changing music, and I can, oh, somebody's texting me. I don't have to ever touch my phone. It's awesome.
Oh, no.
Big Vaughn doesn't drive distracted. Big Vaughn is driving like a maniac most of the time. So
he's got to get to point A to point B.
I got a place to be. Everybody driving around like I don't got nowhere to go. So I don't like touching my phone. I don't like, whatever, holding the phone even to your head. I don't like doing all that. And yeah, CarPlay's made it huge. But yeah, that's, I mean, when you look at what you get in a 30 grand, like a Camry now, it's way more than you used to get in you also we're talking about more power. I mean, Kia Optimas are kind of fast.
They get crazy acceleration,
There's a lot of cars. Either all your 4-cylinders have turbos, so they're fast, and then all your 6-cylinders have a decent amount of power, so they're kind of fast,
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. Hey, I want to talk about something here, Jess. I'm interested to see what your opinion is on. I've been reading up a little bit on this Trey Hendrickson nonsense.
Trey Hendrickson.
I'd like to. I have an opinion on it.
You're talking about with the Bengals.
That's right. That's right. So they haven't. They're still. The most recent thing I read, this was just yesterday, was that they're still far apart on a contract, and now they're shopping him. They're shopping trade offers for this guy, and I have an opinion on it already, but I don't want to sully your opinion. I want to see what you have to say about it.
Well, you got all of your guys tied up with 3 players of the roster. Is what? How much was it? 50%?
Oh, if you're counting Trey, because they'll have to pay him $30 million.
We're not talking about Trey.
Oh, T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, the big 3. You got
yeah, Joe Burrow's making 50 something. Jamar's making 30 something, and then did T get 30 or did he get like 25?
I think he got 30.
Well, there you go. Over so much money, $120 million.
And it's
what is the salary cap? 240 probably.
180.
What? The salary cap's not even 200 million.
Maybe it could be 200.
Well, but even so, I mean. Right, you're talking about. I think I agree. Basically, well, I'm glad you said that, because I agree. People are giving them a real hard time, and they're going, just pay the man. And maybe there's a little bit of that. Maybe they don't want to, because he wants a highly guaranteed contract, and you have to put that money up. You have to keep that money in the bank if you're the Bengals. So maybe they don't want to do that. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's they're going, we got 3 players making surely close to half, if not half of this team's money. And yeah, there are 3 fantastic players, but here you were last year, possibly the best player on defense in the NFL, and our defense was the worst in the NFL. You're terrible. Scoring 40 points a game and losing. So I really don't know. It's kind of the same thing the Chiefs go through a lot, where we see these teams that we play and we go, gosh, they're stacked. How do they have all this money? We don't have any money. Every time the trade deadline comes near, there's rumors of some Mike Evans or somebody wanting to go to the Chiefs. And it's like, well, we don't have the money for him. We can't pay him. And it's like, how do all these other teams have all this money? Well, they don't. As soon as those rookie deals are up, it's like the Lions, I think, will probably go through something similar. They have a lot of rookie talent. And I think as soon as they need to pay the piper on a lot of these guys, well, they're not going to be able to keep all of them. The salary cap is, I don't know, Tyreek Hill ruined it by getting $30 million. Now that's the going rate for a legitimate, excellent WR1 elite wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's too much money.
Way too much.
That's too much money for just a guy to catch the ball. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you're open every time. You're still going to have a QB throw the ball to him. You still got to have a line to wait for, to hold up the defense while the QB's waiting for this guy to get open. And you're still going to need, I guess you can get away with running backs now. They've kind of, I don't know, that thing a couple years ago where no one was getting paid, right? Like Jonathan Taylor.
He finally got paid.
Well, he did get paid. But, it was like, hey, Jonathan Taylor just had a huge year the year before, and they're not willing to pay him whatever it was. It was like $16 million a year. That's, dare I say, cheap. And maybe it was less than that because I think that's actually what Saquon got. Maybe it was more like 10 or 12, and they were like, we won't pay it. The Colts didn't want to pay him. I was like, what is going on here? Maybe their idea is that there's enough running backs to go around. But I wonder if that'll change after the season Saquon just had. Because the Eagles paid him, and look what he did. That guy's a dominant force. That guy's a game changer. So, but anyway, I guess point is, we're talking about, we haven't even got to the defense. And we're talking about positions that have to be good, Yeah. And if you're going to be a wide, it's just, and the other thing is you've got 5 or 6 wide receivers on your team, or however many you're going to carry. You may have, with all these wide offenses they're running, you may have 3 of them out there at one time, maybe even 4, and what are we going to pay one of them $30 million to do the same thing these other guys are doing? Because those other guys are going to get open too every now and again. Every squirrel gets a nut every now and again.
I don't know if you watch the 2022 Chiefs.
Okay, you're right.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, we were dogging it as far as, I guess you're right.
I don't ever want to have that wide receiver core again. I'll take the 2013 Chiefs that didn't have a single touchdown that year with Dwayne Bowe.
I remember it.
We didn't have a single touchdown from
a single receiver.
I'd rather have that than what we had to go through back in 2022.
I think that's I wouldn't, but I get what you're saying. Of
like wide receiver.
Yeah, okay, so you definitely need at least some solid talent. But I just feel like the gap between an elite, let's just say 30 million is the going rate, right? Because that's what Jay Jettis got. That's what Jamar Chase got, 30 and some change. Big Von doesn't know the exact numbers. So that's the going rate at this point for your elite, top 10, wide receiver. Well, what's a guy like DK Metcalf worth? Is he really going to take half of that? He's going to take 15 million. If I was DK Metcalf, I'd be mad. I'd be like, dude, I'm jacked. I'm huge. I get open a lot. I deserve more money.
He could be so good, but he doesn't put in the work.
He doesn't.
All he does is
eats them Skittles.
Skittles, man. Gummy worms all the time.
He's jacked. Have you seen him? It's clearly not.
Yeah,
that's not the problem.
I know, but he could be so much better. I feel like he could have been like Calvin Johnson if he really locked in.
Well, maybe. How old is he? He's getting a little older.
Yeah, he's an old head now.
Well, I know it. And now they got Jackson Smith-Njigba over there. And
no, DK's now with the Steelers.
When did this happen? I've been missing out. This is why I need my fantasy.
We got Aaron Rodgers and DK out there in Pittsburgh now.
Oh, right. He's got A-Rod. Man, I need to catch up on the old. I'll learn when fantasy football starts. But there's a lot of people. I was looking at that picture of Cooper Kupp because now he's on the Seahawks. I was like, oh my God, the dude's got waves. Like, what's going on? He's got a wavy surfer haircut now. I was like, man, I've been missing some stuff in the offseason. So I don't know. I don't know if, what's the solution? The salary cap increase is pretty high already.
Yeah.
It's finally catching up to QBs. That was, $50 million was the going rate for a good QB. Patrick gets paid first, right? Well, then they're paying, of course you're going to pay Josh Allen that. Of course you're going to pay Joe Burrow that. Dak Prescott?
$55 million to Dak Prescott?
If you're a Dak believer, you cannot say he's an elite level talent, a good quarterback. I would say a mid quarterback, a middle of the road, will not improve your team, probably won't, make them worse. He'll be serviceable, but he's not gonna, and he can't scramble. He can't. What are we doing?
I'm taking Tua over him any day of the week.
I think I agree.
You put Tua in Dallas, I think Tua could actually take them maybe to the NFC Championship game.
You think so? Do you think they're good
Think
enough
about
this
the
year?
defense.
Well, you're right. They've
Think
got a
about
stacked team. Micah Parsons is mad, though.
Yeah, but he's still got to
He'll be
play
all
another
right.
year.
Yeah, you're right. He'll be all right.
But you got a solid defense.
Yeah.
You got a great line. You
Sure.
got George Pickens now.
Well, I guess you're
CeeDee
right.
Lamb.
No, you're right. You're right. They should be pretty solid.
Tua, if he could stay healthy, I feel like Tua could run that offense.
He really might be able to. Well, I mean, I think definitely not to say this is their year, but this will be a big test, I think, for Dak Prescott this year of, hey, are you gonna be enough? If this roster, this is a good roster. I mean, they've had a good roster a lot of the years with him. Back when Ezekiel Elliott was having his monster year, and then they had Ezekiel Elliott take the naked snap or whatever. You remember that when it's just him or whatever? Do you remember this? We gotta pull that play up. That's the funniest. They've lost in the playoffs in the funniest of ways. So I think this year maybe. Well, I should say it's a make or break year, but he's got guaranteed money. What does he care? I mean, if you're Dak Prescott, what do you? I mean, obviously you care. You want to play well, but it's not like they can do anything. After if they go, oh, this guy stinks. This guy just can't get it done. He's coming back off an injury. Oh man, he's lost it. He's lost a step. Now he can't move at all. Well, you got to pay him $60 million again next year, or take the dead cap and then be terrible for 4 years. So, bummer, I guess.
Look at Daniel Jones. Remember that monstrous?
Yeah, didn't he get 40?
He was making more than Mahomes. I remember that.
What, he was?
He was making more than Patty.
No way, for the Giants?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
Oh, good Lord. Now he's having a QB battle.
I think he beats out AR though. He's been playing pretty well now. It was losing K Adams. If I would have lost K Adams, I would be balling out too.
I think AR. I don't know, dude. I watch a little bit of college football. I watched Florida, and you're watching this guy, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is some 6'4", 250-pound freak of a man." But then you're watching him, and you're going, "Oh, well, he's not that good." He got a cannon for an arm. He'd probably throw it 60 yards in the air, just fly it. But he's not accurate. He's super fast, sure, but he's not accurate. He apparently doesn't make his reads very well. And then he's benching himself. He gets the NFL, he's benching himself. That would be enough for me already to say the experiment's over. Because at least Daniel Jones, I feel like you know what you're getting. Yeah. And I feel like he frankly could have a tiny bit of success if, there was a decent, setup around him and he had a decent coaching staff. So, and I think the Colts are pretty decent, frankly. I think they've got Shane Steichen is a good coach, I think. I think they
got some receivers.
I know. Pearson. I know. I think that they're looking like a 7-win team to me.
7-win team.
That's being nice.
Gardner Minshew almost made the playoffs with that team a couple of years ago.
I know. Well, you're right. No, I think if I was to go check the over under on him, I don't think it even is 7 wins.
Yeah.
Tune in, people. If it's 6.5 wins, hammer that over.
I'm probably hitting
that's a big Vaughn guarantee.
5 copper on that.
You're gonna put that in the parlay. I never do the the over unders, because it's you just make your money back.
Yeah.
I don't want all that. I want the big gains. I was telling you about that bet I did at work yesterday, right? With I saw on DraftKings they had Travis Hunter to win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year.
That's crazy,
I think
bro.
the odds were like minus 10,000 or whatever. I think I win like $5,000 if I get right. I put $5 on it. And
oh my gosh.
He won't even. I don't know if he'll even end up. But he's a second string corner apparently. I'd be shocked if he. But I bet he'll be in some packages. I feel like if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, for one, what do you got to lose? For two, that's why you drafted him. Draft him for the excitement, right? It's you're here to make money on top of create a good football product. So I think he'll definitely be all-time wideout. Probably be there. What is he? He'll probably be 2 after Brian Thomas. But I think, hey, it's been a while. You've been on the bench for a while. You good to go? He did it at Colorado nonstop, and I mean, I know we're talking college versus NFL, but I think he could probably do it. It's like, okay, we're going out into a nickel package. you'll be the extra corner, Travis, or you the extra D-back. I think they'll utilize him. And I'm very excited to see it. I'm very excited to see if anybody can get it done. Just because, heck, all these guys that have Charles Woodson of Michigan fame, winning the Heisman because he played both sides. He was mostly defense. So he goes to the NFL, he plays corner. Or safety. I don't remember. But, bummer, right? Deion Sanders played both sides of the ball. He goes to the NFL. They say, he ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Then he said, well, hell with that. I'm playing baseball too. But he was bad. So anyway,
The kid's got heart. You need heart in this league.
I think so. I mean, I think he's for sure a different type of human being. I think he's absolutely one of those built different people. And I think he's just got more energy than the average person. But I watched him. I got the pleasure of watching him at, I went to the Colorado KU game with you, if you recall.
Yeah, oh man, back in the day.
He was about the only good part about that Colorado offense that I was watching. Everybody else looked like doo-doo buns and was getting locked down by the Kansas Jayhawks. They had two good. They had Mello Dotson and Kobe Bryant. Both of them are good. Not Kobe Bryant. R.I.P. The basketball player.
Kobe with a C.
That's right. Cobee. I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. I believe I ought to check. I guess after these preseason games, we'll see the cut list. I really hope he makes a roster because I'm a huge fan of him. I think Mello Dotson stayed.
Mello Dotson.
Yeah, both sides. I mean, you're locked down.
Man,
you're playing the Kansas Jayhawks, you're in trouble.
I can't believe how Kobe dropped so far in the draft.
I know. I thought for sure he was going to get drafted. I knew it wouldn't be high, but I thought for sure someone would. At that point, you're in the 7th round. You're just throwing darts at a dartboard. You don't know if any of these guys are going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. We ought to, check sometime. I wonder what the percentage of them that get cut is. I bet it's high. I don't know if it's 50% high, but I bet it's pretty high for a guy that you took a draft pick on.
Yeah.
You think KU's going to be good this year? What do you think here?
Ooh, KU's going to be any good?
Yeah, what do you think here?
Well, they lost their top running back.
They did.
They lost Skinner too.
They did. I
really like Skinner.
Yeah, I liked him. I liked Devin Neal a lot. That's another guy that didn't get drafted, did he? Shoot. I don't think he did. If he did, it was low.
He dropped.
I know.
He was supposed to go in the first.
You're disrespecting the Kansas Jayhawks football program because, they go, the Big 12 ain't a real league. Well, we'll show them. We'll show them this year. I think it all depends. I think KU could actually be pretty solid, at least like bowl game making solid. They have to. Jalen Daniels has to play well. I like Jalen Daniels. I watched him. That was 2 years ago. Shoot, maybe it was 3 years ago now. No, it must have been 2 years ago. I watched him when College Game Day came to town and they were playing TCU. TCU, this was the year they ended up going to the Natty.
They were pretty good. They had Quentin Johnson that year too.
I saw that guy. Guy was a freak.
Until he got out of the league.
Look, you see him in college and you're like, my God, this guy's gigantic. You're like, this guy's a wide receiver. He's huge. He's towering over the corner that he's running against.
He can't catch for crap in the league.
No, he can't. I don't know. He was fine. Maybe he'll continue making some strides. I mean, you get a big jump your first couple of years, so the Chargers are sticking with him. I mean, so
the Chiefs. The Chiefs were going to draft him actually.
Oh, were we? And above who'd we take instead?
Oh, we took Felix. It was a rough draft.
Felix.
We took Felix.
Man, he's gotten better too. Now he's hurt. He's got I just saw before I came here. I don't know. He's got yeah. He's I think a little bit. Wow, we would have taken. Is that how high he went? The second round, Quentin Johnson.
No, he went first round, 18th pick.
First
to the Chargers actually.
Well, that's a little too costly.
But like Mahomes was like he had him out. He had him out. He had that boy from Atlanta out.
Ooh.
What's his name?
Ooh.
Number 15. He was a dog.
Now in Atlanta, you're saying, or played with?
Played now in Atlanta. He's doing good, but you don't get a lot of looks.
Drake London.
Yeah,
Drake London out. Oh, nice.
He had all these top receivers.
Drake London's good. I like Drake London
because he wanted one.
Sure, needs one.
Mahomes never got one that draft.
Look, we're taken care of this year. I think if everybody stays healthy, I think Hollywood Brown was showing some real flashes last year when he came back, you know what I mean? And that's after being out for half a friggin' year. Rashee Rice, if the if the allegations are beat.
He already pleaded guilty.
Yeah, but there's something about an appeal process. And I mean, so I heard that the NFL is looking to, well, the rumor was they were looking for double-digit games, 12 games. And so the NFLPA immediately said, no, there's no precedent for that. You don't, if somebody gets arrested for drunk driving or something, you give him 6. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't whatever. I think that, I don't know. I mean, he should get suspended, don't get me wrong, but he very well could make it along well. But yeah.
Yeah. And I like to look at it like you look at Deshaun Watson. He got 8 games. That dude got 8 games. You're talking about giving Rashid 12.
I know. It's like you're talking about a predator.
8 games is a predator.
You're talking about a guy that made a very stupid decision. He was flying down those Texas highways, which, by the way, everybody does. But, he's flying down there. He's racing. He wrecks somebody. That's bad. And it ends up, I believe there was a kid or whatever in the car. I mean, everybody lived, but there were some injuries. I think the worst part was he left.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he would have stayed, it would have really been, hey, you were doing something dumb. Maybe you get some community service. Maybe you pay a heavy fine. Maybe these people sue you, which is their right. But you haven't necessarily, done anything grievous. Instead, you leave the scene of the accident. Well, now you hit and ran that person. Even if I think you leave the car, I think that's still a hit and run. I mean, now that's bad news.
Yeah. You know all about that in court cases. Remember that one?
What did I do?
With the driving with your homie. You guys were...
Oh, man, my street racing ticket. I'm still so mad about that. So I'm driving my Miata. Are you familiar with the Mazda MX-5 Miata?
Yes.
I'm driving a 1991. It had 108 horsepower from the factory, and this thing was 25 years old, so it probably had 78. It's also, Jess, that's with 4 cylinders. This one's running on 3. It's blue one.
One blue?
Yeah, I never knew what figured out. We should have took it apart after we were done with it, because I swapped the engine on it with another 1.6 Mazda Miata motor. But it was always running on 3 cylinders. I assume maybe that a piston ring had failed or something, because it was making 0 compression, and I think cylinder 4. But anyway, and it's terrible.
It was just with the cylinder, right?
Because it's running on 3. Oh, it was misfiring every time, basically. It just wasn't firing. It was a hoopty, dude. I bought that thing for $2,500, and I put that engine in it, $600. God knows how much I spent on tools we did in my garage. Sold it for $2,000. I lost money from the start on that thing. Oh, man. So anyway, I'm driving with my buddy. He has a Cadillac CTS, not a CTS-V with the V8, a CTS, the Grandma Gold. So we're driving toward my neighborhood in Gardner, Kansas, and we're driving next to each other. We're we're going like 48 miles an hour. This is a 40. It's a 40 zone. And sure enough, as we pass by the neighborhood before my neighborhood, cop.
No.
So we're passing by Old Aspen Creek where Big Vaughn lived. Cop goes after my buddy David. I said, bad luck, David. I'm going to go ahead and, pull on in. So I pull in and I go, I better pull in the garage, just in case. But, we should be all right. All of a sudden, about 15 minutes later, I hear a rap at the door. I open the door. Not only is it a cop, it's a female cop. I said, I'm cooked. I'm in trouble. So she goes, you know why I'm here, don't you? And I go, no. You know how it is. Deny. So I was like, what did she say? She was like, this one time I worked a street race. These guys crashed into a lady and they killed her. And I'm like, I'm sure those guys were going 100. I'm not saying what I did was right or anything. And if you're going to give me a ticket for speeding, hey, you're going 8 over. Hey, I was. Get me with it. I'll pay the fine. I'm never going to argue any of that. I've never argued a speeding ticket.
Oh, man.
If you get me, you get me. I am usually traveling roughly 10 miles an hour over. So then she's, giving me she's dressing me down, and she's like, you think what you did. And I'm like, if you think that's street racing, I mean, you've never seen a fast car in your whole life. You probably caught up, you probably went 60 just to catch up. You broke, you were going nearly double what we were going. So then If I was smart, I would have. So my car was in the garage at the time. I went and hit it, and if I was smart, she asked me to open the garage. I should have told her no. Should have said, "Come back with that warrant." And
Man.
I bet they wouldn't have. I bet they would have been like, "Well, you didn't get him because you can't prove I'm driving either." But whatever. Because she looked up a Mazda Miata and she went, "Yeah, you got a pretty unique car." And I was like, "They made 1,000,000 of these, and this is in the red, which they made 500,000 of." Also, I had a neighbor 2 streets down with a 1990s Miata with the pop-up headlights, and it was red. I was like, "It was good." Anyway, I wanted to get her out of there, right? Before the parents come home. I was like, I can't explain the way
Tina, you
So,
couldn't let Tina find out.
man, she would have been so
She would have whooped
mad.
you, man.
Oh, she would have been. Well, she already hated that car.
Tina didn't like it?
She hated it. Well, it was a death trap. It did have an airbag, but there's no way it would have worked. It was ancient. It had it would have, that is soft top. So if I had rolled it, that thing would have came down like a mousetrap.
Oh, man.
It would have been over for old mine. No traction control, no ABS. It's too old. Didn't have any of that stuff.
No braking system?
No ABS, yeah. So I slid it a couple times. I drove it one winter to JCCC when I was going to college, and I was like, never mind, I'm not doing that ever again. So I sold that thing. But anyway, she hands me a ticket, and I'm like, gee, street racing? Like, this is, And then she's like, well, I could do reckless driving. I'm like, well, I guess you could for anything, couldn't you? You could do reckless driving for going 5 over, because that's reckless, isn't it? Whatever, forget it. I moved on. I went and paid double at the joint. I got a dressing down from the Attorney General of Gardner too.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
okay,
that's the story.
So I walk into the Gardner Town Hall, and they've got it's courts going on, but they're just moving people through. The people that just want to whatever appeal stuff. Not everybody's going in front of the judge. In fact, I've never been in front. I've doubled a lot of tickets, and I've never been in front of a judge. It's always just some attorney or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, all right, fine." So I walk up, and I'm waiting in line back there, and the door is open. It's just this little conference room, and I hear the guy going, everybody gets a DUI once in a while. He says something like that. I'm like, what's going on? What? And then, this guy had like 4 DUIs or something. I'm overhearing in there. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. I'm like, take this guy's license away. What are we doing here? And guy walks out all hunky-dory. The guy's the attorney's pretty friendly to that guy. I'm like, that guy's, endangering everyone on the road. Then I walk in, got my ticket. I go, hey, look, I just want to double this. I don't want to argue it, whatever. I just want to double it so it's not on my record. And he looks at it, he goes, street racing, huh? Pretty dumb thing you were doing. I was like, dude, you just let a serial drunk driver go. You should have locked him up.
3 DUIs, man.
I think so. It was like 3 or 4. I remember overhearing it was a shocking amount. I was like, why is this guy on the road? How did this guy get here?
What are we doing?
I know. I wonder if it was for a suspended license or if he was just arguing a ticket or what. But anyway, yeah, I was pretty annoyed. I was ready to get out of Gardner at that point. That just felt very Gardner-y. The whole thing.
Gardner.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. But All right, anyway, Jess, it looks like it's been about 30 minutes. We feel like that's a good amount of time for our first episode here.
Man.
The producer has told us it's time to go. So we're going to go ahead and sign off for this week. Maybe we'll make some more later. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know when they're going to come out. Keep in touch.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Till next time.
Yeah, till next time. That's right.
On the low production.
Keep it real.